Hello, North Country soccer fans, and welcome to the George Brendler Field here in Chazy for this NSL game, Northern Soccer League game, Division 2 between Chazy and Seton Catholic. And I'm Joey Trombley. I'll be calling the action tonight. With me is the father of hometown cable, Calvin Castine. Usually we have Joe the Fish Poisson up here, but he wasn't feeling well, so he won't be here at tonight's game. And so it's Chazy and Seton. And just quickly, Calvin, I want to just say it's kind of neat seeing Seton back in Chazy again. I mean, they used to play years ago, and it's nice to see them back playing again.
Well, I don't know how many times Seton ever played here in Chazy.
It was more MAI.
Yeah, MAI St. John's. But Seton, I think, was 89 was their first year. And Chazy used to always go to the Seton tournament, so they'd always get to see each other there.
Right, but as far as league play, it's been a while, and we've seen them play NAC this year. We've seen them play a non-league game the other night against, actually it was Saturday night against Saranac, a game that Chazy won 4-0. And Seton's got to worry about this guy right here, Lauren, and Lauren breaks right in. And what a score by Brandon Lauren. 1 minute and 6 seconds into the game, and he just blew by the defense. And Briggs had no chance on that, and quickly the Eagles go up 1-0. A little surprising, Calvin.
Yeah, he just kind of found his way right through there with almost no resistance. It was relatively easy looking, so hopefully Seton will learn from that and toughen up their defense.
Yeah, I think even Seton's a little stunned on the how quick the Eagles scored, but Chazy has done that this year. They did it against Elizabethtown, the game that you filmed up here with Joe and what's his name?
Fred Hooper.
Fred Hooper. I couldn't remember his name because Joe didn't give him the mic too often that game, but.
Mike never, Joe, Mike, his mother calls him Mike. He never learned to share when he was a kid.
Joe will love that. We're busting on him when he's not here. But they scored quick in Saranac the other night. They scored quick up at Northern Adirondack. So if there's been a storyline here for the Eagles, who are the reigning two-time state champions, is that they're scoring often in their league games and the NSL games against teams they haven't played in league play in many, many years. Again, Northern Adirondack, Saranac, and now we got Seton here. So it's interesting how the Eagles come out quickly, and right now it is Craig Bon who's having a wonderful year this year early on in the season, playing his position very well. He pushes it over to Reynolds, and Reynolds goes to the far side over to Hayden Gay, and Gay tried to push it up, and it's knocked away by a number 7 Franca, Joey L. Franca, for Seton. And so the Eagles, as seems to be the case most of the games, Calvin, they do control the midfield, and it's no different in this game, at least early on.
So far, it's game as usual.
And there's a big booming kick by Adam Tedford that Santor was playing the line. There was really no danger. He just pretty much watched it go over the net, so it's a goal kick here. But a nice big booming kick by Tedford.
Yeah, those come in just at the 8-foot mark. They can be trouble sometimes.
They can, and normally where I see goalies get hurt in that are the goalies that like to roam the field out from their line. That's normally where you get burnt, but Santor is a senior goalie, a lot of experience in the regional play and state level play and championship games, so he handled that really well. And right now, Seton is trying to muster something offensively, and Hayden Gay sends it into Seton territory, and it's knocked out by Favreau to midfield, controlled by the Eagles, and Gay calls it, pushes it up, trying to find Lauren, but controlled by Seton, but back to Lauren. Lauren will control, pushes it back to Michael Reba, and Reba goes over to Josh Berrier, over to number 5, Jordan Berrier, back in the game. He didn't play the other night against Saranac. He had a little mild injury, so he's back for this game. So we have the Berrier brothers out there for Chazy. And on the far side is Nelson Pelton here for Chazy. Nice, again, footwork. Pelton over to Domney, back to Pelton. Should be a crossover here, and he's working his way down the sideline. And tips off of Lauren for a goal kick. But again, Pelton just got through that defense. And as I'm talking to Calvin here, we have, I guess we call them the Condor Mosquitoes this year, Calvin.
They're not overly big, but they're sure plentiful.
Well, those are the babies of the condors. I've seen some of the condors here, and they're pretty big. And there's the goal kick headed by Berrier over to Domney. Dominic trying to get through that defense, and Seton is playing a flat line. There's a shot, and that just goes over the net by Jordan Barrier. And Seton's been playing a flat line defense back there for across, and Chazy's got to bust through that. They did early on. If you're just joining us, Chazy leading 1-0 here with 35-27 to go on a Lauren goal, a very quick goal, just over a minute into the first half. Chazy up 1-0, and there's a nice booming kick, goal kick here by the Knights of Seton Catholic. And Pelton pushes it back over to Hayden Gay. Gay back over to Nathan Reynolds, and Chazy does this very well, regrouping. And it goes over to Barrier, Josh Barrier over to Jordan Barrier, but it's intercepted by number 8, Tedford, and Tedford working his way up on the far sideline. He's being challenged by Josh Barrier. Josh gets it over to Jordan. He pushes up over to Pelton. Pelton does a nice job controlling the play, and Pelton pushes it up over to Domini. Domini sends it through, and Lauren with his speed, and there's that explosive speed, and Lauren scores on a beautiful pass from Domini. That started with Pelton at the midfield mark, doing a good job controlling that pass, and it was 3 passes, Calvin. It was lights out, 2-0 Chazy.
I haven't followed. I know if Joe Poisson here, he'd know exactly what Seton's record is. I don't know how Seton is doing this year. I know for a few years back they were the top team in the Section 7 Class C competition. The last couple of years it's been Northern Adirondack.
Mm-hmm. And actually back in the old divisions, they were the only 2C schools, I think, back then. It seemed like
Lake
playoff
Placid.
time. Oh, Placid was in there, okay. So it was almost like there'd be one game played to see who's playing either Seton or any Seton in the championship game.
Yeah, that's because Ticonderoga plays football and they don't have a soccer team. And at the Class D level, it's the same thing with the boys. The boys soccer with Mariah, yeah. And they both have girls teams, but not boys.
And speaking of football, Mariah's taking it on the chin this year after teams that went down to the championship level play. And here's Lauren again. He didn't get it. Looks like he didn't get his hat trick. And Lauren would like to have that one back as he went wide. I thought for sure he was going to have a hat trick on that one, Calvin.
Well, the angle was a little tough, and he just tried to slice it too thinly, and ended up missing that far post.
So we're ready for the goal kick, and number 11 is Wakatsuki just checked in here for Seton, and Chazy controlling the play. It's Reynolds, and they just switch the fields. Comes over to Craig Botten. Botten for Chazy, surveying the situation, gets it up over to Barrier. Jordan Barrier had it taken by Wakatsui, and it's pushed up over to Tedford, and Tedford getting a shot off, and it goes wide. Nice left-footed kick by Tedford, but it's wide of the net. So there was some nice stuff there by the Knights there, and that started with number 11 Wakatsuki, who just checked into the game for Seton.
All names are approximations.
Yeah, and
Sometimes when we haven't heard a name, sometimes it's tough to pronounce, and you hear it how it is pronounced. You say, "Oh heck."
Yeah.
It should have been easier to do. Just like yesterday in the news, I heard about somebody named Tetriald in Vermont. I looked at my wife and said it must be Tatro, and today there was a different announcer, and it was Tatro.
It was Tatro. Yeah. Well, you see that at the state level when you go down. The kids go down, and the announcer doesn't know who they are, and they'll kind of they had many different names for Austri Kempinen down there.
I can imagine.
Companion. Nice play by Botten, and sending it through, trying to find Lauren. Lauren controlling. Gets by one defender. He's looking over, chips it up, trying to find Domini. Domini chips it in, and almost Domini half volleyed it just wide of the net. Briggs dove for it, but it was wide. So Chazy up 2-0 now at 31:50 here left in the first half. I'm Joey Trombley calling the game, and Calvin Castine on the camera. I guess, and Coffin and Mr. Karen. Joe is calling you Gary Kaiser. Jim Karen is one of the officials down there, and he just smiled at that. He thought they were calling him Denny Labarge, and Joe was calling him Gary Kaiser. And this could be okay. Santor comes out. So when I just told him that, as you could hear me on the TV column down there, Jim Karen had a big smile on his face. And of course, along the far sideline, we have the veteran, Mr. Tom Lacey, for Chazy, an official. and it's Nathan Reynolds coming up. He gets to the near sideline over to Nolan Rogers. He has a lot of space. Rogers, now he's coming over to help out, was number 17, Dion. He sends it across, and it deflects off the defense, and Briggs had to go diving to his right, and that could almost been an own goal. But Briggs was on his toes on that one, and Rogers is called for pushing over the back of 19, Oricchio for Seton. Tedford has a nice kick here for the Knights. Barrier trying to get it over to Josh Berry, but it goes back to Reba. Reba gets it over to Josh Berry, but taken away by number 11, Wakatsuki, and now controlled by the Eagles. Up to Lauren. Pushes it up over to Botten. In the defensive end, he'll work his way to the offensive end. He's got Rogers here in the open space. Pushes it up for Rogers, and it was just too far ahead of him. And it'll be a throw in here for the Knights of Seton Catholic. Nice idea, just a little too far ahead.
Hold on, 17, got stopped.
And the ball comes in to the foot of Oricchio, and it's knocked out of bounds. So throw in for Chazy. And it's Botten over to Lauren. Lauren with the ball, pushing up over to Domini. Domini trying to get by one defender, but a good job by number 15, Costas. And he knocks it out of bounds. And so Lauren and Domini, the last couple games, have really been clicking together with their pass work, and it's actually kind of nice to see that. They're feeling comfortable with each other, and they're getting used to each other out there as a starting role this year. And it is Domini with the throw-in. And he gets it into Botten, who's up defensively, pushes it back over to Domini. Domini looking across, does a nice job. Now he chips it across, and Briggs is there for Seton, and he'll work his way to the 18 at the 29:02 mark. And a nice punt by Briggs, just shy of midfield, but into Chazy territory, and Reba heads it up over to Barrier. Barrier gets it up over to Pelton, pushes it back over to Hayden Gay. Gay with the ball for Chazy all the way back to Mr. Cool himself, Nathan Reynolds. A lot of space. Chazy moving the ball around the field. Now he sends it up over to Domini. Domini trying to trap it, but he controls. Domini with the ball, gets by one defender. It is Domini getting through, and it's ball on ball, and he goes down. Good no call by the officials, and it's taken by Tedford. Tedford trying to get the ball up over to number 19, Oricchio. And Calvin's having himself a battle to my right here, battling all these little mosquitoes. Calvin said he put some bug juice on beforehand, but I think it was probably perfume, Calvin, because they like you over there.
It certainly isn't chasing him away.
Reynolds with a big booming kick trying to find Pelton. And nice pass. Pelton is inside the 18. Pelton getting a shot off and deflects off of number 15, Costas. Knocks it out, picked up by Domini. Domini with the ball. Domini knocks down number 18, Mulligan.
And booth-wise, we might be enhancing our mosquitoes here because the wind is actually coming from our back, so that whatever breeze we've got. So we're kind of providing a shelter for them and a place for them to come in and attack us out of the wind.
Well, I figure I've lost about a quarter of a pint here in the first 12 minutes of this first half. But it's a beautiful night for a game.
Yeah,
for the mosquitoes. And there's the kick up. Goes off the head of Reynolds up to Barrier. And it's Jordan Barrier trying to get it up over to Lauren. And Barrier battling at midfield like he always does. And it's Barrier with the ball. Got a nice feed from Domini. And Barrier opening up the speed here. Sending it across, trying to find Lauren. Knocked away. Domini stepping up. Gets by Domini, and it's cleared out by the defense. But stepping up is Michael Reba. Reba steps up, gives it up over to Jordan Barrier. Jordan Barrier loses the ball, and it's kicked into Chazy territory, but it'll work its way out of bounds. And the crowd's picking up. When we first got here, Calvin, it was a pretty sparse crowd over there. But it's starting to pick up just a little bit here.
A few folks showing up for a 6 o'clock game.
But the ever so popular Mickey Khan is over there doing his Mickey fries, and the snack shack is open. And the goalie Briggs calls for the ball at 26-17 to go here left in the first half. If you're just joining us, Chazy enjoying a 2-0 lead on 2 Brandon Lauren goals here in the first half. And Chazy, it is Alex Sweet getting the ball over to Nolan Rogers, up to Jordan Barrier, to Lauren. Lauren into the open space. Domini coming in. Domini just drills out on the side of the net. But again, nice movement by the Eagles with their pass work. And they do that very well, Calvin.
Yeah, and I don't see anything changing in this game here. It looks like Chazy will dominate throughout the evening, and this half we're looking to the east. The next half will be looking a lot to the west, I think.
Yeah, you are 100%, I think. But things can happen. Things could change. Could be some changes defensively here by Coach Epler. But right now, Chazy is dominating. It is Domini with the ball into the open space over to Pelton. Pelton being challenged. Pelton has some nice speed. And he sends it across. And it is a goal by Lauren from Pelton, and it took Brandon Lauren all of 14 minutes and 51 seconds to get his hat trick, but he doesn't do it alone. He had help with those goals, other than the first one. He took it by himself.
Yeah, he's really dominating out there today, and what can happen is, a team like Chazy, I know Rob won't let it happen, but they could get into a bad habit if all of a sudden you don't play with the intensity and you bring that into the next game.
Right, yeah, no, I don't see that happening. And Seton down 3-0 here in the first half, and it's Tedford getting a booming shot off, and it deflects off of the defense, and Santor playing his ground. He plays it very, very well there for the Eagles. He just knocked the ball down and controlled it, and a nice big booming punt into Seton territory. Alex Sweet is there. He's trying to get his head on it, but it's controlled by number 10, Nicholas Favreau. And he tries to clear it into Chazy territory, and the ball will now work its way out of bounds, so throw in here for the Eagles. Even this weather, Calvin, take the bugs away. It could stay like this for the rest of the season, and it won't hurt my feelings.
This temperature here is ideal.
It's wonderful, wonderful. I'll give it a minute there. I'll check my app. I'll tell you exactly what the temperature here is at game time right now. And Botten gets it over to Reba, over to Hayden Gay. Gay trying to clear it up. And it is onto the foot of Domini. Reba into the open space, and it is Botten. And over to Lauren, and there's the speed of Lauren. They're trying to hold him down. He gives it up over to Pelton. Pelton sends it all the way across, and it is Rogers trying to get a shot off. Pushes it back over to Pelton, and it will work its way out for a corner kick for the Eagles. And Calvin, it is 64 degrees right now, and we would take that all fall if we could.
Jordan.
And it's Jordan Barrier taking the kick here. Short kick over to Pelton. Nice defensive job by the Knights to see that. And there's the ball into the box. And Nathan Reynolds tried to half volley it in there, but he just missed it. So we have a goal kick here. And here goes the goal kick. Rogers goes up for the ball. Nice aggressive play by Rogers. Picked up by Barrier. Pushes it back over to Reynolds. Reynolds surveying the situation. Sends it up into Lauren. Lauren into Seton territory. Gets by one player. And it's knocked away by number 20, Mark Ryan. And Pelton sends it back over to Botten. Botten sends it up over to Reynolds. Chazy moving the ball around, regrouping. Over to the far side, over to Hayden Gay. Gay sends it to Domini. Domini will now work his way to the 18. Domini looking to get a shot off. Domini getting through there. And as Domini gets a shot off and it hits the goal post, nice play by Hunter Domini. And he doesn't get rewarded for that effort. And that goal post was definitely a friend of Keegan Briggs. And the ball is knocked into Chazy territory. Santor will come off his line. Uh-oh. And Reynolds, good thing they hit it any harder, Calvin. Or that would have been an own goal.
That's why if you're Seton, you don't give up. You get out there and wait till they turn the ball around.
Yeah. Well, here comes, and the ball. Oh, yeah. That's why you play the game. And it's Pelton over to Barrier. Over to Pelton. Pelton being challenged by Oricchio. Oricchio, that's it. I'm trying to look down quick here down here.
That's our
Oricchio.
pronunciation.
Yeah, hopefully we haven't insulted him.
Foul!
But we have 21-16 to go
Why is
here.
that not a foul?
And we have a kick here, and it's number 4. It looks like Cody Quantock taking the kick here.
You went down. Only foul when you try to stay up.
And the ball goes off the head of Wakasuki. And Seton sends it to midfield, controlled by Nolan Rogers. Rogers over to Lauren, backs it to Barrier. He chips it up into the open space, and nobody is there. I think he was expecting Domini to bust through. And it goes off the end line, and a goal kick coming up. And Briggs will take the goal kick here for the Knights. And that'll work its way out of bounds. So throw in for Chazy. Well, if anything, I guess early on in the season, Calvin, playing these different teams from formerly the CVAC, Chazy is just, I guess, solidifying they can compete with anybody up in this area for soccer.
Well, they're playing the Class C schools, not playing the Bs on a regular basis. They did play Saranac the other night, but they haven't played Northeastern.
Nope.
They did lose to PHS, but there was a 1-0 game. So yeah, it's never been a secret that they can play with anybody.
Yeah, well, I mean, you always used to hear, oh, you play the D schools, you don't play anybody tough, Yeah, it must be nice playing the Ds. No wonder you win the state championships. Well, it's nice to see them play these bigger schools. And you say, well, it's C. Well, C is bigger than D.
That's right.
So they are, and the PHS.
But actually, I think Seton's
probably
a D. If you went into an enrollment, they'd be a D.
Realistically speaking, now, PHS was a great game. PHS was the better team that night, but they both had quality chances to score. You're right, Northeastern. We'd love to see that game take place, but maybe the folks that see this will petition the schools that the community wants to see that game.
That's certainly no secret.
Yeah, definitely. And it is Barrier. Chipping it in, nice feed. And coming out, looks like it'll be a throw in here for the Eagles.
Did Chazy play Canton or Beacontown in the first round of the play?
It was they beat Beacontown 2-0. Okay. So that there's a very legit B school.
Yeah.
Now, granted, they have football, so that does take away some of the athletes, but they did win that game. So they've been holding their own. Is a good way of putting it.
Well, that's certainly not a surprise to anybody. It's been no secret that for the past several years, you don't become state champion without being able to beat the Bs and the Cs.
Right.
Even if you're a D.
Right now it is Tedford trying to switch fields, but stepping up was Sweet. Sweet's a big guy, and it's taken away, though, by number 10, Favreau. And that has the Seton faithful jumping on their feet out there on a nice play by Favreau. And the ball comes up to Lauren. Lauren does a nice job. He has Velcro on his feet when that ball's there, and it's Lauren looking to bust through that defense. And he's inside the box. Nice job by number 10, Favreau. So Favreau's had a couple nice plays out here for the Knights. He gives it up over to Rogers. Rogers pushing it to the open space. Stepping it up is Botten. And Craig Botten pushes it over to Nelson Pelton. Nice feed. And he calls an elbow off of Botten. So it'll be a kick here for the Knights with 16:49 to go. 10 shots favor Chazy, 2 for Seton. Corner kicks favor Chazy 2-0. And more importantly, where it matters the most, Chazy leading the Seton Knights 3-0 on the scoreboard. And it's Quantock, sends the ball up. It's off the head of Rogers. He heads it over to Lauren. Lauren chips it up over to Domini, a little too far, and Favreau's there. He sends it up to midfield, and it's controlled by Sweet. He goes back to the center of the field. Barrier getting to the ball, trying to send it through over to Pelton, but it's intercepted by LaFranca. But nice hustle by Pelton to come back, gets it over to Barrier. Barrier over to Nolan Rogers, and he'll just send it back over to Nathan Reynolds, and they'll just reset here. Now coming up is Pelton. Pelton with the ball on a nice feed from Nathan Reynolds. Pelton going on the inside, trying to get through, but he gets squeezed out by Favreau and LaFranca, and it's knocked out of bounds with 15:49 to go. And I'm just wondering if LaFranca has something wrong with his eyes. He's got sunglasses off, and it doesn't look too sunny out there, Calvin. So I'm assuming it might be for medical reasons.
Yeah.
And there's a nice feed into the box, and it is Sweet. And Chazy hits the goalpost again, and there's a shot over the net, and Seton dodges another bullet, but that's the second one to hit the goalpost. And that goalpost is Briggs' best friend right now in the first half.
Yes, it has a couple of saves. I don't know if they'll make the paper or not, but
No. Briggs 8 saves, goalpost 2.
yeah.
And there's a nice booming kick by Costos, I should probably say. And it's knocked away by Barrier battling for the ball. And he's taken down by Wakatsuki. And this is dangerous. This is about where Barrier scored the winning goal in the state championship game against the Hamilton Emerald Knights last November. And he chips it in. Reynolds trying to turn on it, sends it back. Reba rips a shot, and it goes off of Lauren. And Reba smiles at Lauren. Lauren smiles back at him, and it comes back out to Hayden Gay. Gay chipping it up, and Lauren inside the box pushing it over to Domini, and Rogers rips a shot, and Briggs fell down, but he got his hands on a nice low hard shot by Rogers with 14:02 to go here in the first half. Punt comes up short, controlled by Rogers. Nice trap by Rogers, trying to get a nice job. He contains the ball, and it comes over to the near sideline, controlled by Nelson Pelton at midfield. He's tried to get it over to Rogers, but it goes onto the foot of Wakatsuki, and the ball is cleared into Chazy territory, and it is Botten, and he's taken down by number 8, Tedford. Nathan Reynolds with the kick here for Chazy, and it looks like it will go off the head or goes off the shoulder of number 13, Frenier, but controlled by number 8, Nolan Rogers. He tried to get it onto the foot of Alex Sweet. It goes out of bounds, so a throw in here for the Knights. Coming into the game is Tom Dion. And coming out on the far sideline is number 10. And Calvin, as I speak, the Fish has just texted Joe the Fish Poisson. Wants to know if there's any score. So I'll get to him here at halftime. We have 12:40 to go, and it goes to Nathan Reynolds.
He could call his mother. She's sitting in the parking lot watching the game.
Yeah, well, you know Joe.
There's no cookies involved. He's not going to call his mother.
Exactly. I mean, he can call his mom, but he doesn't get any chocolate chip cookies. And, it's always been a division in that family. The only time Joe visits his mom if he gets cookies.
Yeah.
Of course, for the folks who don't know us, we are joking.
We are.
Joey
is. I'm very serious.
We have a corner kick coming up. Here goes the corner kick by Barrier. And it's cleared out by the defense. Calvin's getting pounded over here again. And Seton trying to mount an offensive attack here. And taking no whistle. And that would be questionable. And that would be a little questionable there, Calvin. No, I mean, I thought they would have got the call.
There wasn't any foul on that?
Karen probably thought he took a dive. It happens sometimes.
Yeah, it does. Oh, I mean, he's down there. I mean, he sees what's going on. I'm not faulting. And the official or the coach down there for Seton is upset, and his guy didn't get the call, and we get the call outside the box.
Rob wouldn't be complaining if it was the other way around, would he?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So I mean, it's like I understand where that coach is coming from. So this is a set play, or could be a set play, or could be a booming shot into one of the upper corners. We'll see what's going to happen here with 10:30 to go here in the first half. Hey, overall, I think the officials do a wonderful job down there. Lawrence set play, and just a little harder. He couldn't get into his right foot, and Barrier does a nice job, sends it across, and Nathan Reynolds misses a point-blank shot. So Chazy's up 3-0, but 2 goal posts and a couple. It could very easily be like 5-7-0, Calvin, if they capitalize on everything.
Yeah, and it's I just don't think they're playing with the intensity and it rightfully so. I just you don't want to have it 10-0 at halftime.
Oh, the fish just texted me to tell you to say hello. So
now he's talking to me?
Yeah, he's talking to you now.
Okay,
yeah.
Yeah, now he's not feeling well, so he's
well,
the medication.
That's pure medication talk.
Yeah, right.
That's not Joe talk.
That's right.
No. He's a little loopy on the medication he's on right now.
And he's feeling sorry for himself, so.
Oh, yeah, I wish he was here. And
yeah.
He'll always reach out and touch someone when he's feeling lonely.
Yeah. Well, I think with these mosquitoes, if I had a reason to be somewhere else, I would be
think
there.
at halftime, we'll see if they got more juice down there, bug juice. But then I don't know if I want to put it on, because I know you put a little bit on, and they still like you.
They love it. And I was speculating before the game because this started, today's the 19th, it started about a week ago on the 12th, which was 2 weeks after Irene, but that was a real nice snap we had after some more rainy weather.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wonder about if Hurricane Irene brought up some mosquitoes with it.
Well, I was going to give some blood tomorrow, but I think I'm going to give a pint before this day's over with. So they may not.
Not maybe even left to get.
Well, they may not. I think if that's the question, have you been bit by any mosquitoes in the last 24 hours? No, I've been bit by 3 dozen of them. We have 8:17 to go here in the 3 corner kicks for the Eagles, 0 for Seton Catholic. And the ball comes over to the near sideline over to LaFountain. And LaFountain can't control it, and it goes out of bounds, so a throw in here for Chazy. And it is Nathan Reynolds. All the way over to Hayden Gay. So Calvin, at the half, do you want me to go get you some Mickey fries?
No.
Well, the grease might ward off these mosquitoes.
Coat ourselves with grease, yeah.
Yeah, throw a little Crisco on you can't go wrong.
We'll attract the flies.
We'll deflect the mosquitoes. It is Botten. Oh, nice play by Botten, getting by one defender. Now he gets the open space over to Nelson Pelton. Pelton works his way to the inside and pushes it over to Rogers. Back to Barrier, and Barrier rips a shot wide over the net. I know Jordan's not happy with that shot. So we have 6:53 to go. Goal kick coming up. And Mark Ryan with the kick here for Seton. Off the head of Barrier. Off the head of number 15, Costos. Michael Reba with the ball. Up to Rogers. Chips it up over to Barrier. Barrier open space, and there goes Nelson Pelton. Nice pass by Barrier. And flattened by Ryan. And I don't think it's a yellow card. He's just a big guy, and there's no way Pelton's winning that battle, Calvin.
No.
If I saw no yellow card there, he's just a big guy.
No, that's your typical.
It's just a collision. It's just a collision, yeah. Barrier chipping it up. And it goes over everybody's head. And Sweet faked a shot in the box, takes it back out. Now he sends it back in. It goes off the body of number 20. And Reynolds ripping a shot, and it is Keegan Briggs is there. Nice work effort by Nathan Reynolds and Mr. Cool. And a nice kick by Briggs, and Reynolds heads it with a purpose over to Sweet. Sweet tried to get it over to Rogers, but a little too far. And it's at midfield controlled by Reba. Reba over to Sweet. Sweet all the way back to Nathan Reynolds. Reynolds sends it up over to Rogers. And Rogers being challenged. It's 8-on-8. And it's picked up by Barrier. Barrier pushes it up over to Dominy. Dominy working his way down the line. Rips a shot across, and it's deflects off of number 15, Costos. And it'll be a corner kick for Chazy.
We should point out, Joey, that this experiment, this Northern Soccer League, which is a 2-year experiment, and may or may not continue. I think it probably will. But it's only for soccer, so don't look for it in basketball or baseball, softball, or whatever.
No, quite frankly, the D schools wouldn't compete in the basketball.
Well, they'd compete against the Class C schools, and outside of Ticonderoga, they'd compete. Chazy wouldn't, because
Well, no, that's what I'm saying.
some years they would. There's been years that Chazy.
Yeah, they've had some good athletes
but
that can play more than just soccer. I mean, baseball this past year, they won their first title in
that's right, Section 7
in
champions.
since decades ago. And it's Nathan Reynolds with the ball here. He sends it up to the open space onto the foot of Dominy. Dominy goes through one, and there's a big kick by Ryan, controlled by Botten. Botten sends it up, and getting to the ball is Dominy. Dominy does keep it in. Oh, nice stick by number 20, Ryan. It'll be a corner kick with 3:30 to go. And Barrier chips it in from the corner, and it goes into the hands of Keegan Briggs. Big booming kick. Gay hits it on the foot, trying to find Reynolds, who went up offensively from the sweeper position. And it is Sweet, Alex Sweet, doing a nice job battling LaFranca on the far sideline. And it goes out of bounds, so a throw in here for Chazy. And Sweet gives it up over to Hayden Gay. He gives it back to Reynolds, the sweeper. Sweeper, nice kick up over to Nelson Pelton. Pelton controls. Sends it to the open space, and it is Pelton. Or not Pelton, but Dominy with the ball. Thought Pelton was going to cut in. He just kicked it in, and Briggs comes off the line, and there's a little miscommunication between Pelton and Dominy. So with 2:17 to go here, this first half is winding down. Chazy with a 3-0 lead. And the head ball was won by LaFountain. But Pelton steps up, kicks it up. Reba calls for the ball. Michael Reba. Comes to the near sideline over to Nelson Pelton. Back over to Dominy. Trying to find Rogers. And it's chipped up by the defense, number 15, Costos. Won by Botten over to Dominy. Dominy will switch fields, or Reba will switch fields over to Alex Sweet. Sweet with the ball for Chazy. He chips it in. And it gets by Ryan. And Barrier sends it up over to Rogers and picked up by Lauren. Lauren looking, has it knocked away. And there's a big booming shot by Reba. And another goal kick coming up for Seton. And there's the kick by Briggs. And it is Pelton with the ball. And it is number 19, Oricchio. Knocks it out of bounds. So throw in for Chazy with 44 seconds to go.
Up, sir.
And he said no, sir. And everybody stopped, but Jim Curran says, no, you don't come on.
He wasn't at the table. Came up after the ball was out.
Ball sent across. Oh, Lauren almost got number 4, but Briggs goes to the ground to save that ball. And with 10 seconds to go, this first half will come to an end. Chazy leading the Knights of Seton Catholic 3-0. Trying to eat an apple here.
I've never.
All right.
Cheesy apple.
You on, Calvin? Well, I'm enjoying a fresh apple here from the crop of Chazy orchards. It's very good. Now, I want people to know there was a minute and a half on the score clock, so I had time to try to kill this apple. And so, Calvin, I got a couple more bites. I don't know if you want to add anything while this game's going on, but I got to finish this bite.
You brought up a color man. Let her talk.
I did. I got Coach Karen Trombley up here. We'll get to her in a minute after I finish this apple. So we'll let you enjoy the game here for the next 30 seconds.
We're live.
Mm-hmm. We're real.
Where's your core?
This is quite a scene up here. You got a good view up here.
Did you have any bad call, every non-call?
You think that was a call down there? No.
Well, what Coach Karen Trombley just asked me was, do we think that was a foul down below that Seton wanted? It could have went either way. They gave us the one coming back this way, so I understand why their coach was a little upset. Would be I guess I should think of a different word. Oh, there's a tough shot. And Santor doing a good job playing his line, and he just held his ground, and that just shows you the senior leadership of Santor.
You'll have to explain there's no cheering up here. We're completely neutral. So
that's right. She's got to be a professional up here. Yes, we can't. So I asked Coach Karen Trombley to come up here because obviously we've taped many games with her at the helm here at Chazy's. Your 4th year, right, Karen?
It is my 4th year, yes.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
I can't believe it. It's been great.
Yeah, you've been to the Final Four how many times?
3 years in a row.
3 in a row. That's quite an
1, 2,
accomplishment.
3, yes.
And
And there's quite a view up here.
yeah, you know, this is I just come up here to get the view. I don't.
This is my first time up here. It's beautiful.
You said that, yeah. You said that you were kind of neat walking in here, and you can see it's really nothing special, but it's elevated.
But there's a beautiful view of the field.
Yeah, it is. You can see everything up here. Gives you a different perspective.
It does. It does.
Now, I assume that you watch the film, the games that we do.
I do.
Do you do it to like break down what the girls are doing and stuff?
I do. I think, we talk about it at halftime, some of the things that we need to work on, but, when you really see it on film, it really puts up more perspective of some of the little things, too, individually.
Is this something that you watch personally, or do you actually watch it with the team?
I honestly, with my schedule working outside of the school and stuff, I pretty much look at the video, and sometimes, with the girls, with the chit-chatting, we know what we have to work on after a game, but if I look at the video, I can emphasize and talk about it, and the girls kind of know exactly, what we talk about in each game. It's hard to get a room. It's hard to put everybody in a room. Let's go watch the video where it's easier to have a drill and say this is what we need to work on, like winning the balls in the air or coming square or that kind of stuff.
And of course, you as coach pick up on that, obviously. And right now we have Lauren, who had a humongous first half with 3 goals, trying to work his way through. But Seton has come out. Calvin, Seton has definitely come out with much more urgency than they did in that first half.
yeah, they've come to play.
Yeah, they've come to play.
Yep.
And I just did a shift here up here because I got Karen to my left and Calvin to the right. It's easier to give the mic to either one. And the ball is just outside the box, and it's cleared out by the defense. And Mr. Cool, Nathan Reynolds, with the ball for Chazy. And, I call him Mr. Cool, and when you had Austria Kempton, I called her the field general.
And I think
you give names to certain kids out there.
And I think Megan too. Megan.
We call her Ms. Cool.
She's pretty.
She's like they
play so much alike.
Same temperament.
They get the hardest ball at the
and make it look
so
easy.
calm.
They make it look easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they kind of got that shuffle kind of run too, don't they? It's like the Reynolds shuffle.
The Reynolds Shuffle. Yeah, we'll get that up here. The Reynolds Shuffle. Yes. There's a header. And Lauren gets the shot. Oh, defensively. And
Here is Lauren.
he is a junior, I
Is he a
think.
junior? Wow.
I think he's a junior this year. Yeah, he is. So the new NSL, I think you like that format change, don't you?
I do actually. I think it's nice to play other teams and teams that we see all the time in the CVAC, and it's a tougher, I think, tougher competition, but more of a variety of teams.
Mm-hmm. And you guys are actually faring well in the league play right now?
We are. Our only loss was the Peru game at the Classic. But we did really well against them, and
Well, that's a turn. That goes on your overall record, but it doesn't count for your league record.
right.
So league-wise, you guys are undefeated. I think.
Undefeated, yes. And tomorrow night we play Willsboro
Here.
here. Yeah.
Yep.
And that's a big rivalry for us. Just,
It is.
just as much as E-Town was last weekend or last week.
And I got a feeling you might get wet tomorrow night, so bring your rain gear.
Oh.
That is the call. I saw the Doppler radar, the future map there of the weather vane 5,000, whatever it's called here. The Doppler 5,000, whatever they call that thing on Channel 5. But
We're gonna have wet mosquitoes.
we're gonna have wet mosquitoes, yeah. But what they showed coming through around game time was real dark yellow. So I'm thinking that's gonna be real heavy rain.
Great.
Now that was yesterday. Now everything can change, obviously, but
It always does change in the North Country, doesn't it?
yeah, well, it seems that way. So preliminarily, you might be getting wet.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, so you just want to so you bring your rain gear.
I always have it.
By the time people see this on the Access channel, that game will have come and gone. But Calvin will probably have this on the internet tomorrow. It will be live on the internet. Well, live. Well,
On demand.
on demand on the internet for free.
For free.
Now they could send a donation,
They could and should.
and should because it is viewer supported
That's right.
and business supported.
That's right.
And actually, we always ask for patrons or individuals to send money, but I'll make a call out to different businesses out there that might be watching this. And, it's very, very affordable to be on. I think that if you're a business, you're on like every day.
You can be.
You can, but I mean, it's at least once a day, right? You can be,
Well, yeah. Well,
depending on what package you get.
yeah. Well, basically, $10 will get you 8 to 12 showings in the course of a 24 or 48-hour period.
Okay, so that was $10, 8 to 12 showings.
Yeah.
So anywhere from
You're on-
80 cents to $1.
Whatever. It's
Whatever. I mean, and you will film a commercial, right?
yeah, but I'll probably have to charge them a little bit because I don't have any extra time.
Okay. And we have an injury. We'll be back in a moment. And we're back. And there's a big booming kick by Jordan Barrier.
Oh.
And that will be a corner kick, it looks like. It is. So Chazy will have a corner kick. And we're back for the corner kick here. It is Barrier. Chipping it. Oh, nice chip into the box. And knocked out by Briggs. Smart play by Briggs to punch it out. Hayden Gay coming in strong. Taken by Rogers. And Botten sends it over to Hayden Gay. Gay trying to keep it in. He does. Over to Sweet. Sweet does a nice job. Over to Lauren. Lauren's got space with explosive speed inside the box. And there's a collision, and it goes out of bounds.
6-0-1.
So another corner kick, and Coach Karen Trombley was thinking of a record here in the league. You're 6-0-1?
Overall.
Well, you have one loss.
Right.
So you're 6-1-1?
No, we don't have any ties.
So you're 6-1.
6-1.
Oh, 6-1. I misunderstood you. Okay. So that was 1-1. So you're 5-0 in league.
Right.
Okay. Tomorrow you play Willsboro, and then what's any other games this week?
And Thursday we're on the road at Lake Placid.
Well, that'll be a tough game.
That will be a tough game. That's always
Lake Placid.
we always get them at the end of the season, so it'll be nice to get
Yeah,
them.
you're gonna go up and it's gonna be beautiful up there too.
Oh, that'd be nice.
There might be some foliage on the way up.
That'll be very nice.
Oh, there's a collision.
It's always a nice drive to Lake Placid.
It's always a treat to go up there.
Yeah.
And the ball is cleared into Chazy territory. And here come the Knights, and yeah, that would be a foul. So they're trying to get some quick kick here. Everybody hustling back. There's a big booming kick. And Santer plays it nice. But Seton Calvin just seems to be playing for that long ball. There's really no short passes working their way in toward the goalie.
Well, we're trying to get a quick goal. Take that long shot and hope for the best.
Yeah, well, it's very well said. Hope for the best. And it's Chazy on the counterattack. And it looks like Pelton on the far sideline. Some nice footwork. And it's Pelton now pushing it back to Rogers, and it goes off the defense. And it's just cleared out of bounds by Quantock. And one thing you see up here, Karen, when you look at this, you see how the boys, when you girls do the same thing, how you guys spread the field.
They do.
And you control the game.
Yeah, they anticipate very well and move well with the ball, which that's our focus on. When you don't have the ball, you should be moving. And
there's a rip.
Okay, alrighty.
And over the net.
The boys have always been so consistent with that, though. Really, they stepped off the field like last year, and they look great.
Well, they're starting to gel. I mean, I thought they were a little out of sorts against Plattsburgh, but in fairness to Plattsburgh was putting them out of sorts.
They were, and they always try to put them out of sorts.
Plattsburgh has a very good team, so I'm not taking away anything on that, but
they do a good job at trying to get them to.
But the last 2 years prior to this, the boys have had one loss with 2 state championships, and the loss has come to PHS.
Yep.
In the Frankie Garrow Memorial.
Yep, and they have a great program, PHS. The boys do, and they have some great players too this year.
They have all senior starters.
Yeah, all senior starters.
All senior starters.
Wow.
Yeah, so next year might be a different year for them, but this year they definitely have something to work with.
Oh, nice move.
A nice play. Oh, what a play by Briggs, because Lauren was there if it got through. And Chazy putting on some nice pressure, and there's a rip by Dominy. And there must have stung the defense there. Chazy with 14-3 edge in shots. They lead 3-0 here. They had not scored in the second half. The first half were 3 goals. Lauren. I'm Joey Trombley. Calling the action, the father of hometown cable on the camera is Calvin Castine, and special guest, the Chazy girls soccer coach Karen Sherman Trombley, up with us in the booth here, giving us some insights.
I think right now their focus right now is just get the ball out of our play.
Out of this end, yeah.
Chazy's doing some good passing, but they got to finish.
Well, in fairness to Seton, they're playing the 2-time defending champions.
They are.
A team that has won, now granted the kids come and go, but they have won 5 state championships in 7 years.
Amazing.
So it's almost like a dynasty run, and I know Calvin says don't like to use the word dynasty, but they've had one heck of a run over the last 7 years, and quite frankly, if it wasn't for that 3-0 meltdown with 18 minutes left against Hamilton,
I was at that game.
A few years ago, they could have 6 now. And again, I want to be fair to the boys. I say a meltdown. Hamilton was a very good team. It was surprising that we were up 3-0. Not that we were winning, but it was 3-0 on a team of that caliber. They had a lot of quality players.
Things change fast.
And so I'll take that word meltdown back. I was just makes for good TV, so I threw that in there. But Hamilton did a great job coming back, and I don't want to take anything away from Hamilton. They deserve that to come back like that. And but you take that game away, they could have 6 state championships in 7 years.
They would. Hey, I mean, my high school haven't been back in, I want to say, 23 years. We haven't made it back to the Final Four.
And that's amazing.
That's amazing.
Because you have a great program down there, don't they?
We do, but it's an A. This is what I tell the girls all the time. We are so fortunate to make it that far because there are teams that have never even made it. And I mean, our goal every year is to go back. And,
well, the bar's been raised.
The bar has been raised, and it's a possible thing. But I look back at my high school, and they try too. But it's amazing to be in a program like this. That lucky, we're very lucky, and it's a great little community. There's no place like Chazy, right?
There is a soccer community here, isn't there? I mean, you played a lot of soccer. You've coached different places.
Yep.
It's a little different here, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, so different.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
The parents are great.
Every town loves their team, but I don't know if it's because we're a small community. I don't know if that's the reason.
I don't know what it is. I mean, The town that I'm from, we do soccer 24/7 too, but
there's an intangible there.
I think there's a bigger love too. You have to. It's great to have the skill and the love, but you gotta have the heart. You know what I mean? And the heart is what.
Well, it all started with George Brendler.
Yep.
Many moons ago. And of course, we were playing on the George Brendler Field, and I think
Great guy.
And I think the kids think it's kind of neat when they see Mr. Brendler, Coach Brendler, out and about in the community, and knowing that. I mean, when they play, they want to play hard, not only for the program. They play hard for Coach McAuliffe. They play hard for Coach Brendler, as well as the girls play hard for you. They play hard for the history of soccer in Chazy. And
They do. And it all comes together.
Oh, there's a shot wide.
It is it's funny because you hear him say, there's no place like Chazy, but really there is no place in Chazy. There's no place in New York that's like this.
As far as soccer goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, every community has very nice communities.
I've called this field the Field of Dreams
we've
when I explained to my friends downstate.
Yeah.
It's called the Field of Dreams.
And why do you say? Because of the cornfields?
Well, the cornfields, but it's a small town, and people come out on a good night to watch soccer, and even in the rain, and the community.
I don't think you get bigger crowds anywhere than you do here.
No.
More bigger crowds.
No.
I think
There's more
gets
people.
a good crowd at their games. Calvin said.
Yeah,
but
the crowds here are great.
But there have been some real magical moments on this field. It's only been open for like 6 or 7 years.
Has it only been 6 or 7 years?
That's it.
Wow.
We had I'll look at the boys last year scoring against E-Town with 43 seconds left in the game.
Right.
They would have been sent home. They ended up winning a state championship. There's a nice direct kick. This could be a possibility.
Nope.
And it's headed out by looks like I'm not sure who that was there. For Chazy. And there's a shot coming in, and Briggs is there. And then you had the night Nolan Ryan broke the state record, which was a pretty magical night. And you guys league play have never really had
a home advantage.
Well, not a home advantage, but I don't think you've really had any classics here. You pretty much have dominated the teams that you've played here.
Right.
There's very few games that I've been doing with Calvin how many years now? 5 years now, Calvin?
About that, yeah.
Doing this. There's very few games that you can call a classic.
Right.
Last year's E-Town was when we weren't here to call the game. It was one of those games that Calvin couldn't make it, and quite frankly, we think, it's cleared out or over everybody. Now we know with Joe and maybe Sean, we can get somebody to run the camera now, so we probably would never miss that again. But that was definitely a classic. The Nolan Ryan game. There was another game. Remember Johnsburg came here for the NBA season. It was a 1-0 game. Mm-hmm. That could have been classified as a classic.
There was a classic game here in the Class B playoffs, Northeastern and
PHS.
on a night that's going to be just like tomorrow night. Drizzling rain, just
with the girls or boys?
Boys. That was a classic.
That was torrential rains that night.
And it was that. But so there's been some magical moments on this field. And then last year, calling the state championship game, the boys game against Hamilton, that was just. I don't know. Did you make that game?
No, last year, Middletown.
Yeah, Middletown.
I did
that
not.
Game was. Even the advisor, the representatives there said that was.
A great game.
Oh. Probably better than anything you'll ever see at any level.
Right.
It was just an incredible game. So for a few short years, we've had some incredible games here, and this fall, of course, we had the first Be the Match tournament. Mary Latchmore Be the Match, and I know that was close to your heart.
It was
because your sister. She's doing well now, from what I understand, but she needed some kind of a bone marrow transplant.
She hasn't yet, and it's funny you should ask about her because right now she's traveling to Maryland to the National Institution of Health for a yearly bone marrow biopsy. Mm-hmm. This is probably her 8th one. She did 2. Well, let's see. Her first year she did a research medication that didn't work 6 months after. You kind of know if your levels are going up, and then she didn't want to do the second one. She ended up, after us begging her, because it's like a chemo treatment, mm-hmm. and this treatment they call it the horse and the pig. It's funny, and it's all research because there is no cure. Has worked. Her levels have gone up. Her platelets are still very low, but at this time she does not need a bone marrow transplant. But there was times where she was going 3 to 5 days to get a blood transfusion because her levels were so low. So it's been over a year. I want to say a year that she's had her last blood transfusion. She still has a port in her chest. So yeah, so it's just awareness. A lot of people don't understand what it means to have a bone marrow transplant,
or how easy it is,
and how easy, and so it's not painful, and awareness of the stem cells now, and just joining the registry for free, and the swabbing, and and I think too, I think of my sister, but I think of young kids who are faced with leukemia or stuff like that need a transplant or any kind of blood disorder.
And I think that weekend was very successful as far as awareness. But I think you got quite a few
we did. We had
people to sign up, didn't you?
47 people signed up, and that's just wonderful for a town like Chazy, and
for a small town,
for a very small town, and just awareness. And I think we're going to do it again next year. And the sponsors that we had asked us again. They want to come back, and Peru, Peru wants to come back. And
Peru wants to come back to tournament. How about Watertown?
He did too. He told me he wanted to come back. So, and it's a very competitive little scramble we have.
I thought Watertown had a good experience coming down here.
They did. They've always had a great program. There's a couple of girls.
Were they the champs last year?
I think so. Yep. And they have a couple girls that start for Plattsburgh State. So and the coach actually is the coach for the Empire State Games for the Central region.
Oh, really?
Of course, Empire State Games have been cut because of the budgets, but so he's a very good coach and has a good program.
So Peru, PHS, and Watertown want to come back.
They do, and it'd be the same kind of format because PHS and Peru don't want to play each other because they play each other twice, and it could be 3. Yeah, which is fine. We don't mind. I don't mind playing PHS and Peru. They always have a great program.
But it'd be kind of nice to see you guys play Watertown.
It would be nice, but it's. I understand.
How do they feel coming up not playing the host team?
They didn't mind because they knew PHS and Peru had great teams and programs in their Class B. They knew about our program and winning the states and how well our program's been through the years. So.
Didn't they search you out?
They did. I actually got an email with no. Just hi, I'm interested in coming to your tournament. Please, if there's a team needed, please count us in. Didn't leave me a phone number, so
she had no idea who it was.
Well, I don't. You get these junk mail, I guess.
Yeah.
And
there's nothing in the subject line.
Nothing. Well, just it's just Kurt Robbins, Watertown.
Oh, okay.
But no school name, no address, no.
Almost like his personal email.
It was.
Yeah.
So I said, call me. I'll be up till 11 o'clock, and I never got a phone call. And then 2 days later, he called me, and I
we didn't know what day you met by 11, so it could have been any day.
No. 11 p.m.
Yeah.
Try to go to bed every day. But I was like, give me a call because. And then he finally called me. He goes, sorry. His AD put him in the Oswego tournament. He didn't want to go to Oswego. He wanted to come up to Chazy.
So they were going to go to Oswego first?
Yeah. His AD put him in another tournament, and he was able to get out of it to come up here because he knows that we have such a great program.
Well, but I mean, for him to want to come here instead of go to the Oswego tournament says a lot for the program up here.
It does. And, like I said, they have a player that's I think they're going to, another girl, there's 2 players that played for him there at Plattsburgh State. So he knows talking to Karen Waterbury and about the programs up here and how well, And
just look at the state championships.
And the state championships, too. I mean, someone he's very involved in soccer with the Empire State Games. They kind of keep up and
at different levels too.
Different levels, exactly.
I mean, it's not just Chazy and B. There's Northeastern went last year in B. PHS has been in B.
Yes.
I think the girls have done well. PHS girls have done well.
They made it to the quarterfinals, was it?
Something like that.
They never made it to the Final Four, I believe.
But they got close.
They got close. So they
Colton Pierpont won a state championship for the boys.
Yes.
About 5 years ago.
Yep.
So I mean, it says a lot for the soccer up in the.
And then with his school, it's a private school, so for his team to travel, they don't have to worry so much about budget.
Now, can they get into the state tournament because they're a private school?
I don't know how that works, actually.
It's like Seton Catholic. It's Immaculate Heart, right? They came up.
Yeah.
You have to play.
So they can.
They're like Seton Catholic. Yeah, they can.
I think they're actually. He was saying he's size-wise they're Class C, but because they're a Catholic school, they play up. I don't know.
Seton
Yeah.
is D and they play a C.
Right. I don't know why they do that. Maybe because they can recruit, so they make them. You know, you can not recruit, but you can get kids from
Right,
anywhere.
right.
So he's really a size C school, but they play in the Bs.
Well, there's a nice shot.
When I was in school, our Seton and Binghamton couldn't go to the Final Four
Could not.
because
Because
they didn't have the right. I don't know. Brian would know the credentials or something.
Oh, but back then, yeah, they didn't really go that far.
No, Seton and Binghamton.
In Binghamton.
Huh?
Seton and Binghamton.
Oh, there's a Seton in Binghamton.
Yeah, there's
Oh.
Setons everywhere. Seton Catholic and Binghamton.
See, I'm learning everything, or something new here tonight.
A lot of my friends went to Seton because we all played Empire State games, and they were good little soccer players too with us.
Now, how long has this Final Four, going to state championships and the Final Four? How long? That's been what, 20-something years now.
Oh yeah,
Since
my team
80s?
more than 80, like 82.
Early 80s.
Early '80s. Okay.
My high school won in 1989. That's the last time we went to the Final Four.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Carol Latchmore went in 84, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Back then, though, it was only Class A, B, C, and D. So now they have AA, AA, which because the schools have gotten huge,
Right.
and there's such a wide variety. So they made four divisions.
Well, we are on the 19th of September. It's a beautiful fall night here. I've been talking with Coach Karen Sherman Trombley, Calvin Castine on the camera. I'm Joey Trombley. Chazy leading this game 3-0. They scored early in the first half to take a 3-0 lead. They haven't scored since, but Coach McCullough has definitely emptied the bench and has his reserves in there. And quite frankly, Karen, they're doing very well out there.
Very well. It's great to see.
Well, the thing is, and I've said this you're very good too about bringing the girls in when a game seems to be in hand, is that I guess you can't use called second string because it's not politically correct. Your reserves, they're playing against the starters, and they know the system.
They do, and we played Seton the other night, and to get up my whole team in is my goal. No matter how much playing time you get, every single one of those players contribute, and without them, you can't go to a game and play with 11. Someone goalie needs a break. People need to switch
Well,
positions.
plus you got to practice with people.
And you got to practice, and the only way we get better is by practicing hard and making each other better. And
Right.
And I kind of have a soft heart for the girls that work hard every day and get limited time. But every girl knows their role, and they keep on working hard.
But they also know that you're fair. That if there's an opportunity, you're going to get them in the game.
Oh my gosh!
Which is
That's my
nice
goal.
that you're able to do that. Because at the varsity level, you play to win.
You play to win.
But as a coach, you can feel the pulse of a game. You know if a team is capable of coming back to beat you.
Absolutely.
And when it looks like it's in hand, yeah.
And it takes time. I mean, the new girls we had, it's building confidence and getting them out there to experience and.
Well, it's a big change for them this year not having Ostreet out there. I mean, for 5 years, Ostreet ran that midfield.
She did. She did. And like I told the girls, I'm like, she's one player who, every year she progressed and got better and better and better. But, and just like the Final Four, it takes more than 11 players or one player to win. It takes a whole team working together, and we're getting there. We're doing very well with it. We had Amanda, her sister, come back.
Oh, this is dangerous.
Amanda coming back was great, and we have someone like Christina Emery who scored the last 2 goals.
Yeah, Christina stepped it up this year too.
She knew she might be coming off the bench or starting, and she's at the right place at the right time.
Exactly.
So it's all in time. And, Amber and Hannah, Lauren are getting the front. Trying to work together and trying to play well together. And it takes, for girls, I'm telling you, it takes time to get that blend.
Well, the thing is, your team, as each game has gone by, I can see that they're feeling more comfortable in their roles.
Yes.
They're feeling more comfortable. I think Caitlin Lapierre needs kudos for, as a
playmaker.
senior, to step up and go to the midfield position when she's been in that striker position her whole career. And here's an opportunity for the Eagles. And nice head by Pete.
Caitlin's come a long way for me. It's her 4th year with me, 5th year player. and you know she's a strong player, but also a strong leader. You know, she's not afraid to speak up and talk, and we need someone like that in the middle.
Well, and of course she's a senior, she's a captain, and when you see a senior and a captain step up, I mean, they deserve to be in that captain's role because she stepped up big time
Right.
to agree to go to that position. Kirsten Doran's there, so between them, they do a wonderful job controlling that middle for you.
Right. Kirsten has a great job defensively, and you know you could put Kirsten at sweeper, or you could put Kirsten at forward, and
You can put her anywhere.
She's a very versatile player. But Caitlin and
Oh, this is dangerous.
Caitlin and Kirsten in the middle are just they're working well together, and Caitlin is very strong in the middle and is a playmaker and likes to have that role. You know, she came off with mono, so she missed the first 2 scrimmages, but she's improved it. She's getting better and better and every day, and I think she's cleared her mind thinking I don't have to score every time, and just being that playmaker and being the one to start the play. Everybody likes to score, Scoring is the best part of the game.
Sure. And I've been impressed with your freshmen on your team. You have like 4 of them, I think,
Right.
that are all impact players for you.
Oh, absolutely.
And I thought Rachel Pombrio and Abby Schneid coming up this year have done a nice job for you. And, of course, you have Kendall Latchmore and Hannah Lauren, who already have a state championship under their belt at 8th graders.
Right.
They play like mature players out there.
Rachel just needed to kind of know where to go and become more of a playmaker. She's got that speed that nobody knows she has.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her, I'm like, when you're out there, you need to use that speed. And if you're running too much or running too fast, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
And I think, too, you're so taught, you learn a lot and so much in soccer, but some of it is just creating it and creating that and being smart about it and trying things. And you can't tell someone to go this way and that way all the time and be that playmaker. And she's definitely...
Oh, there's a nice cross. Oh, what a goal. And that goes off the head. I think 19 is Cole Chazy. And what a play by Gay over to Cole Chazy. And wow, that was
beautiful.
Wow. Nice job.
Nice.
But it was all set up by Hayden Gay, working hard on the end line there.
Yeah.
And he sent it through. And beautiful job by Cole Chazy with 8:20 left in the game. So that would have been at the 31-40 mark. So Chazy Eagles up 4-0. And again, these are the reserves out here, Karen. And they're just doing a phenomenal job.
Hi, how many minutes have we played? And it was 3-0 since the first half. And these guys come in and they put the ball in the net. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, and I know Coach McAuliffe is going to be very happy with what he just saw out there.
I love it.
And what a night for a game. I can't say it will be the same tomorrow night for Coach Trombley and her game against Willsboro, according to the Doppler radar, Calvin.
Well, let's hope it's right. Let's
hope it's right.
I'm nice and dry.
Are you going to be here to film?
Yeah, I'll be nice and dry up
I
here.
heard the wind's coming from the north, stiff wind.
Oh, well.
Now you aren't so confident now.
No, I'll go sit with Mrs. Puss on.
Oh, there's a shot. Wide.
You're all going to be in the first half, aren't you?
I think I'll be here for the first half. I got to shoot pool tomorrow night. So, opening night. Calvin, you going to come film that? It's opening night at the Weathercock.
No.
You sure?
Still waiting for you to make the 8-ball billiards championship round.
Calvin, I want competition. Those guys are pretty good pool players. Yeah. Like they're really good pool players. I was going to try to be here for the whole game, but one of our players can't make it. Actually, Mickey Kahn has to go to Boston tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
He does his annual checkup for his heart transplant.
Oh, okay.
So he's going to Boston tomorrow.
We wish him luck.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's doing well. Matter of fact, the man himself is doing the Mickey fries tonight.
Oh, I got to stay away from those Mickey fries. Those are so good.
They're so good yet so bad.
So good? Yeah.
As they say, a minute on the lips and a lifetime on the hips.
Or the arteries.
Or the arteries, yeah. Now, I heard that Dr. Vic Castine loves them eating Mickey fries. It's good for business.
Yeah.
Of course, he's the heart doctor around here.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So, yeah, we eat all the fries you want, boys and girls. Eat them all.
Yeah. Good for business.
Good for business.
They made a lot of French fries at both tournaments, didn't they?
They served a lot of French fries.
They did very well.
Matter of fact, they had the Jamboree this past weekend.
Oh, and they had French fries open?
320 pounds of French fries, or 340.
My God.
Yeah, it was a big day for the Mickey fries.
Wow. That's a lot of fries.
Well, that's how we judge success in Chazy Calvin, is by the
How long
amount
have
of
they been
pounds.
making the Mickey French fries?
About 4 years.
Yeah, about 4 years, yeah. Yeah, the creator of the Mickey fries. We actually had a team. This is a true story. A team came from Alberg. A bunch of people from Alberg. They came for the Mickey fries. They saw they were talking about all the time. I mean, they came for the soccer game. But they lined up for the famous Mickey fries, which was kind of funny, actually. We have 5:54 here left in this game. A game that has been completely controlled by the Eagles. And Joe the Fish has texted me again. Is at halftime. Of course, this came in at 6:52, and it's 7:30 now. So.
He's sitting there waiting for you.
Oh yeah, he's yeah. Okay. So 5:28 to go here. I think Coach Karen Sherman Trombley's posting on Facebook right now that she's up in the booth.
You're giving me a bad.
Tweeting.
I'm telling my husband.
She's tweeting. She's tweeting right now up here.
I get enough slack from Facebook.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
that?
She's got her tweet account. She has 3,245 people following her tweet every day. I'm just
I
kidding.
don't even know how to tweet. I go on there and look at
No,
it.
I don't think it's any different than when you
Yeah,
post
but-
on Facebook.
It looks a little different.
There's a nice feed.
I must say, Facebook. I love Facebook. It's got my sister to connect to a lot of people.
I hear you're a big fan of Facebook.
Yeah, well, the boy. If you're talking about the boys, these guys, none of these guys are on it. So, if they make fun of me,
They are,
it's all rumors.
or not.
They're not.
Well, Galen's on Facebook.
Okay, but I'm talking about the other two.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
The brat. Yeah. Facebook has really opened things up for my sister. She came in a lot of connection with people that have the same disorder.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
There's one girl actually.
Oh, there's a nice shot.
There's one girl
Oh.
that she's going to meet up in Las Vegas that's from out west that has the same
Through
disease.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah. It does bring the world closer.
Last year, before we got in touch with the National Bone Marrow Registry from New Hampshire, they had the free bone marrow kits. We were doing kits from Binghamton, and for a kit, it costs $100. So for a month last year, they were giving them out free before I got in touch with New Hampshire, and I had like I think 150 people sign up free for. I think that's when you did it, right? Did you do it online?
I ordered it and it
Yes.
came in. Yeah.
Yep.
You told us about it and we did it.
You went online and it was free.
Yeah. It came in. The package came in.
Came FedEx, and so when I
showed
started
you-
doing blood drives up here for the North Country Blood Donation Center, I was telling them about the bone marrow, and they said we are in touch with someone in New Hampshire, and what this family did. This family years ago lost their son. His name was Michael, and they blamed not to blame, but they said the registry was the reason why he didn't survive because they couldn't find a bone marrow. So they decided to start this Be the Match free bone marrow kits to get more people on the registry.
How many people nationally are on this? It's quite large now, isn't it?
Huge. I don't know the numbers, but I know there's a lot of people looking for the right match. And
Another nice
actually,
feed. Oh.
a girlfriend at my school just got a call that she's a possible match, so she's got to go to the hospital. They just did a health form on her, and they're gonna take more. They're gonna take some blood, test that, and then she'll go on for that. So.
Right.
I mean, there's people on the registry for 20 years that never get a phone call.
Well, yeah, I'm sure. I mean, it's just. Told Calvin I was going to give blood tomorrow, but I've already given a quart tonight to these mosquitoes. So, actually, no, I actually gave last week.
That's great.
So, yeah, I get an email from Martha Alger from the blood bank.
Yep.
It says, Joey, where you been? You're due.
You go to the North Country Blood Bank, or you?
I go right by Hannaford's.
Yep, that's where Martha.
Yeah.
Yep. I actually do usually doubles down in Binghamton because I'm B negative. They always do the doubles where they take the plate, they separate it. But I've had to put it on hold for the last couple of months because I've been anemic. So.
Well, this game is coming to a close here. We have a minute 45 to go, and if you've been joining us, we've been talking to Coach Karen Sherman Trombley over about many different subjects, from soccer to bone marrow to the soccer tournament, Be the Match soccer tournament. And it's a real treat having you up here, Coach, because it's nice to get different people up here to give their view and perspective on things.
This is great. My first time up here in 4 years. Took me 4 years to get up here.
Took me this long to invite
I'm a
you
little
up.
timid.
Huh?
No, not at all. It's me. I avoid you. This is great. You guys do a great job, and appreciate.
Tomorrow night during the game.
Yeah.
Stay dry.
Yeah, stay drive. You
I
yell
know.
to the girls from up here, like with it Bear Bryant in football. Get up on the tower and yell instructions to his team.
Well, we appreciate all you do.
Well, hopefully you guys take it or can learn, not learn, but grab things
Use it.
from these games that we call. Yeah, it's good entertainment for the kids to hear their name called and stuff. And
Yeah, it's great.
but it all starts with the godfather, the founder, Calvin Castine, who started this 27 years ago.
28 and a half.
28 and a half.
and a quarter. 28 and a quarter.
That's how fast time flies by,
You know,
Calvin.
I was thinking about you the other day when we were playing Seton, because you were up there in Seton when we used to play those games out there, and it's so sad because this is gone, and the lights are gone, and the field is gone.
Oh, yeah,
the
the
field is.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the lights are at the West Plattsburgh Legion.
Is that where they went?
Yeah. The booth was supposed to go there too, but it didn't.
The bleachers are gone. Sad.
So now they're. I don't know about this year, but last year they were playing games there again, and
We had our game the other day on Thursday.
Well, Seton was the premier field at one time.
It was the best field.
And it was,
That's where all the
lights,
sectionals
yeah,
were.
absolutely.
And Calvin used to be up there keeping his butt warm up there when it was freezing out, remember?
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Well, this is the 19th of September. Chazy wins another game in the Northern Soccer League as they beat Seton Catholic 4-0 on 3 goals by Brandon Lauren, a goal by Cole Chazy on a beautiful feed from Nelson Pelton in the second half. Calvin Castine on the camera. I'm Joey Trombley. We had Coach Karen Sherman Trombley with us for the second half. The officials were Jim Karen and Tom Lacey. And as Calvin likes to say, that's the way it was in beautiful downtown Chazy.
September 19th, 2011, my 36th wedding anniversary.
Happy wedding anniversary.
Happy anniversary! Thanks.